if we're being honest here, school doesn't teach you how to support yourself, like financially. Except if you're a business major, but that's whatever. Welcome back to the Junior Mints podcast. My name is Finn Lawler. I'm your host. Welcome to the show. The purpose of this podcast is to help you guys navigate this crazy thing called life, while helping you guys do your best to have fun at the same time. Today's topic is something that I have talked about back in 2021. I think it was episode 46 of this podcast. Go check it out. When I was 22, I thought I had some idea about what I was talking about when it came to life in your 20s. I had a little idea, but now that it's been almost 3 years, I have even more insight to bestow upon you. You know, as a 25-year-old, here's what I can tell you. Navigating life is hard. It's just like the purpose of this podcast suggests. Especially, it's difficult navigating your 20s. It doesn't have to be hard, though. You know? I think you just have to know what to expect. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I've divided this podcast into like a couple subtopics. Things like post-college life, finding a job with a career involved, moving out even. So let's start with post-college life. Okay, so by now, you're either in college, about to graduate, or entering the workforce. Either way, you've been in the real world for a while. So, back when I was still in school, I couldn't wait to get out and graduate. Now that I've been here for a while, I've discovered that I still have responsibilities in a different way. Post-college life, isn't bad. It's actually kind of fun, It takes patience to learn how to support yourself and all that jazz, but, because if we're being honest here, school doesn't teach you how to support yourself, like financially. Except if you're a business major, but that's whatever. If there's one thing that I would tell you guys about post-college life, is that it'll take you guys a little bit to get used to it, like a little bit to get used to doing things like, buying groceries and things like that. Practice. You'll get the hang of it. Just take it one day at a time. You can do it. It took me about a year to figure it out, but now I'm just kind of chilling and anyway doing my thing. So the next subtopic is finding a job and career. So now you get out of school, or maybe you're still in school at this point, and you need money. The only way to remedy that is to get a job and develop some sort of income. At this point, you may be asking yourself, how do I get a job with little to no experience? Well, rest assured, the one piece of advice I'll tell you is to shoot for the stars when it comes to applying for jobs. Let me elaborate. If you find a job that you want but aren't quite sure if you're fully qualified, apply for it anyway. Even if you're only about 60% qualified, just go for it. Shoot for the stars and aim high. You never know where it could take you, It could take you to another job opportunity in a different way. Another way you could aim high is by taking on multiple jobs and establishing multiple sources of income, or you could do what I haven't done yet or have very little experience in and invest. I suggest investing. I know I haven't done a lot of it recently, but just invest. Just like maybe 10% of your income. It goes a long way. It's just one of those things, finding a job that you just have to try and you just have to go for it. It's different for everybody. The next thing is your career. Figure out what makes you happy and make something out of that, whether it's, freelancing or having a teaching degree or something, or teaching job. Do something you enjoy, because there's nothing worse than going to a job that you're like, this job is terrible, and that's going to make your life even worse. So no, find something that you love. Even if the pay is lower than like the regular standard job, go for something that you love, because that feeds your soul. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. even if the pay is little, like I just said, your enjoyment will be everlasting. Now, the next subtopic for this Navigating Your 20s episode is moving out. Now, you need a place to live. If you're not a fan of living with your parents, you can always move out. To do this, you need a budget, savings, and or income. We'll talk about that in a moment. But if you're going to find a place to live, chances are you're going to need to pay your rent. A good way to save money is by living at home until you have good savings. But when it comes time to move out and find a place to live, you're going to need to find a place that fits your need and your budget. So spend some extra time looking for places to live and really think about where you want to live for the next maybe 2 years. It'll help you a lot. Next subtopic in the Navigating Your 20s is dating/relationships. Now, here's a fun one. Dating in your 20s. I've seen people who have fallen in love in their early 20s and have gotten married by 24. You don't have to do that. There's no need to rush. Unless you found your soulmate, then good for you. You have plenty of time for love and marriage, but if you're in the right spot where you are married at age 24, hey, that's amazing. Good for you. But if you're not, that's okay too. Have fun with the dating pool, whatever pool you're in. Now, I know the modern dating era can be a challenge and difficult to navigate, but trust me, you'll find someone. Whether you'll find them or they'll find you, you'll find somebody. You just need to keep looking, or maybe not. But really focus on yourself when it comes to this, because that's what really attracts people. Trust me on this one. The choice is yours. There's no need to rush love. Again, you have plenty of time for it. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. Don't take it too seriously. And just enjoy the ride. Yeah, absolutely. Now, the last, but certainly not least, the topic that we're going to talk about, the subtopic, is money/finances. Last, again, but not least, let's talk about money. As I mentioned earlier, you're going to need some sort of income. Getting a job is the best way to do this. You can either go for a 9-to-5 job, or you can work your own hours. Point is, you need money to live, essentially. That's just how it works, Now, when it comes to money, budgeting is one of the most important things you got to do. A good rule of thumb is to use the 50-30-20 rule. 50% goes to your budget. 50% of your budget goes to your needs. 30% goes to your wants. And 20% goes towards savings. Now, I would argue that you can flip those and say it's 20% towards your wants and 30% towards your savings. But hey, that depends on your financial goals and what lifestyle you want to live. Now, depending on how frugal you are, like me, these percentages may differ. One rule of thumb I'd recommend is to live below your means. Well, actually, living below your means is something you should do anyway, which means you spend less money than you make each month. It's a great way to live, actually. There are other financial tips I could provide, but that'll be later in a different episode. So, most importantly, if you got anything out of this, when navigating your 20s or just life in general, remember to have fun and enjoy the ride. Whether you're 15, 25, 35, just enjoy it. Life will be hard regardless. You'll have challenges ahead of you. But embrace those challenges and enjoy the journey. It's about the journey, not the destination. It's true. That literally it's true. Just do your best, have fun with it, and enjoy it. It's your life. Go for it. Do what you want within the reason, within the law, and just have fun with it. I can't stress that enough. If you don't have a fun life, then it's what's the point? And, your definition of fun could be different than my definition of fun, but all that matters is you have fun in life. That's it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the Junior Mints Podcast. I have been your host, Finn Lawler. If you'd enjoyed it, please drop a like, subscribe down below, and please remember to subscribe to this channel for more podcasts and other things. I make a lot of content on this channel, not just this podcast, but I make YouTube shorts as well, and skits, and sometimes maybe short films, depends on how I'm feeling. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and listening. We will see you guys next time. Peace.